Welcome to the Dakota County CDA's new admissions online application process. This video will walk you through applying for the Dakota County CDA's housing assistance programs and the Dakota County CDA's public housing program. Take time to pause the video as you work through various sections of the application before moving on. You have received correspondence from the Dakota County CDA that you have reached the top of one of our waiting lists. Included on the email or letter that you have received is a link to go to www.myhousing.dakotacda.org to complete the intake application. You can click on the applicant login link at the top of the page. If you do not have an account, you can click Register Now. Complete the following page with your personal details and account information. Once this is complete, click Register. Make note of the email address that you've used and the password, as you will use this to log in to complete the application. Once you have registered for an account, or if you already have an account, you can log in by entering your username and password. You'll click on the link for My Certifications. On the first page, indicate the preferred language that you would like to complete the application in, and click Next. You will now be directed to the eligibility application welcome page. This is informing you that you must complete each section of the application in order to proceed to the next. When you are asked to upload information, please be sure that you have a document saved in the correct location in order to upload it easily. You will now be asked to add your current address. Click on the button to add your address and fill in all pertinent information. For the public housing program, you will be required to provide 5 years of residency history. For the Housing Choice Voucher or Section 8 program, you will be required to add 3 years of rental history. After you have entered your current address, be sure to add additional addresses to meet the minimum requirement of 3 years for the Housing Choice Voucher or Section 8 program, or 5 years for the public housing program. Next, you will add all household members to the application. Start by reviewing and confirming the head of household's information. Once this information is confirmed, click on Add Member and fill in all pertinent information for that household member. Continue adding household members until the household is complete. Complete all of the information and click Save. Once you have reviewed and confirmed the household information, click Next to proceed. On the next page, you can add an emergency contact. If you choose not to add an emergency contact, click Next. The next step will be income information. Review each question carefully and answer yes or no to each income type for all household members. When complete, click Next. Because we answered yes to the employment question, we're now asked to add a job. You will now enter all information for the specific job. Once you have completed, click Save to continue. Because we had also indicated yes to receiving regular gifts or contributions from outside of the household, we now must add that gift. Enter the required information and click Save. If there are any other income sources that were not listed or you may have missed on the income page, you have the opportunity to add them now. If there are no other income sources, you can click Next to continue. We will now move on to assets. Again, read each question carefully and answer yes or no to each asset type for all household members. When complete, click Next. Again, as we've answered yes to having a checking, savings, or money market account, we now have to add that bank account. Enter the required information and click Save. Once all bank accounts for all household members have been added, click Next. Next, we will move on to expense information. Review the questions carefully and answer yes or no to each. As we had indicated yes to a child care expense, the application is now requiring that we add the child care expense. Once you've added the required information, click Next. We will now review the application to be sure that it is complete, sign required documents, and submit the application. Click Next. On the summary page, review all household members, all income sources, all assets, and all expenses to be sure that information is true and complete. If so, select the box at the bottom of the page, certifying that the information above is true and correct to the best of your knowledge, and also that you understand that a false statement may disqualify you from benefits. After selecting that box, click Next. You will now be required to confirm that all income, assets, and expenses have been entered for the household members. You can click Confirm. As I had answered yes to the question, do you pay a child care expense, but did not add that child care expense, I must either change my answer or add that child care expense. Once all errors have been rectified, click Next. You can now upload any required verifications. For this application, that will be the bank statements, verification of the cell phone payment, pay stubs from XYZ employer, and under the optional Scan Other Household Documents, you can upload birth certificates and Social Security cards for all household members. This is not a requirement to submit your application. If you do not have these verifications at this time, click Next to proceed. In order to submit your application, all adult household members will have to sign the required documents. On the right side of the page, click each link to sign the documents. Read the disclosures and consent, scroll to the bottom, and click Agree and Continue. Signature and date fields will appear as shown on the screen. Click the box to sign and the box to date, and at the bottom, click Jump to Next to sign the next document. Once all required documents are signed by all adult household members, your application will be submitted. You can come back to your application at another time to upload documents as well. Upload verification of your income, assets, and expenses if you have them. This is not required to submit your application, but will make follow-up with you easier. Provide bank statements for all open accounts for all household members. Provide your 3 most recent pay stubs if employed. All verification should show a current date and the household member's name at a minimum. If a verification is unacceptable, the CDA will request acceptable verification of the income, asset, or expense. You can stop and come back to your application at the last saved page, so it does not need to be completed all at once. On the page to upload documents, use the optional line item to upload birth certificates and Social Security cards for all household members. These are required documents. Check your email frequently during the application process. This is how the CDA will correspond with you. Once your application has been submitted, the CDA will review it and request any additional information needed to complete the eligibility determination. If you need additional assistance, call 651-675-4403. You can also email questions to newadmissions@dakotacda.org. Documents can be uploaded to your application, emailed to the address above, or mailed to Dakota County CDA, 1228 Town Center Drive, Eagan, Minnesota, 55123.